So now we will see head element in HTML. So guys, basically the HTML head element is a container for the following elements, which are title, and then we have style, meta, link, script, and the base tags. So guys, basically some of the tags we have already seen in the previous videos as well, that are being used inside the head element, which is a container for all these tags over here. And guys, the head element itself must be defined inside the HTML tag. Now guys, one by one we are going to see all these tags over here. So first of all, the title tag, it defines the title of the document, and basically the title must be text only, and it is shown in the browser's title bar or in the page tab over here. So guys, we have already seen this in the previous videos as well. As you can see, this is the HTML document. The first tag is the HTML starting tag, and then in the end we have the HTML ending tag as well. And then inside this HTML tag we have two main tags, that is the head tag, which can have multiple tags over here that we have just defined right now. And then we also have the body tag, which defines the body of the web page. So guys, basically we have the title tag over here inside the head tag, which defines the title of the document. So as you can see, we have head element in HTML. So this is the title of this particular HTML document. And when we save this file and try reloading this page, you can see this title of the document, that is head element in HTML, on the browser tab over here. So guys, this is the main functionality of the title tag. It helps us in order to display that title of the document on the tab, and you must be defining the title of the document whenever you are creating new web pages. Now guys, apart from this, we also have the style tag over here, which is used to define the style information for a single HTML page. So guys, what we can do is, inside the head tag we also have the style tag over here. So when we define the style tag, we can define the styling of the HTML elements that are present inside the body. So let's say for example, we want to define the background color of this body tag over here. So what we can do is, simply inside the style tag we define the body tag first of all, because for the body tag we want to define the background color. So inside the body tag over here we provide the open and close curly braces, and then simply we provide the background color property. As you can see, when we type background over here, we are getting number of suggestions by the VS Code. So we can use the background color over here, and simply we can define the value of the color. So let's say we want the background color of the entire body of the web page to be yellow color. In this way we can define the style, that is the background color, inside the style tag. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. As you can see, the background color of the entire body has been updated to the yellow color that we have defined inside the style tag in this case. So guys, this is another important tag that we can use inside the head element of the HTML page. Now guys, we also have the link attribute as well. So it defines a relationship between the current document and an external resource. So guys, one of the best applications of the link attribute is to link to another external style sheet, which means a CSS style sheet that you have created. So guys, when you are going to actually work on big projects, basically instead of having this internal styles or the inline styles that you can define inside a particular HTML element, we are going to mostly deal with the external style sheet. So let me just open the Explorer over here, and we will create a new file and we will name it as style.css. So guys, basically this name we have given is the style, that is the file name, followed by dot, and then the extension that we are using is CSS over here, which means it is a CSS file where all our styling properties will be stored. So guys, let me just create this file, and inside this file what we will be doing is, let's say the style that we have provided right now for the body, I'll just remove from here and paste it inside the style.css. So basically all the styles will be stored inside this style.css file in this case. And let me just create another style for the paragraph tag over here, and let's say for the paragraph tag we want the color of the text to be red in this case. So when we provide color, and then we can simply provide the value that is red. So guys, what this means is, whatever paragraph that we are going to create inside our main HTML file over here will be having the red color of the text in this case. So guys, in this way we can define multiple styles for the different HTML elements, including multiple properties as well. So guys, let me just save this style.css file and come to this test.html. I'll remove these style tags for now, and then what we are going to do is simply we are going to have the p tag over here, and then we will say this is paragraph 1 in this case, and then again we will have another paragraph, that is this is paragraph 2. So guys, we have defined two simple paragraphs, that is this is paragraph 1 and 2. So guys, currently we have not linked this style.css file to the test.html, which we are going to do with the help of the link tag right now. So let me just save this file now and show you how this file will look. So when we reload this page, as you can see, there is no background color for now, and even the paragraph being displayed are black in color right now. That's because we have defined the style in the style.css, but we have not linked this particular file to this HTML web page. So guys, what we have to do is inside the head tag we need to provide the link attribute right now, and then we are going to use this link:CSS, which means the rel attribute, which is the relation attribute. It is telling HTML that the file that we are going to specify will be a style sheet file. So guys, this is the rel attribute and the value that we must define in order to link to a style sheet file. And then guys, already the style.css file name is being taken over here. So in the href we need to provide this style.css file name that we have just defined in this case. So guys, in this way what exactly we are doing is we are separating the styling of the document that we have defined in the style.css file over here from the HTML code that we have written. So guys, our code looks more cleaner in this case. So this is one of the best practices that we must follow, that is to create the HTML files and CSS files separately and to link them by using the link tag over here, so that we have the separate style sheets and the HTML files that can be maintained properly. So guys, let me just save this file now, and this time when we reload this page we should get all the styles that are defined inside the style.css file. So let me just reload this page. As you can see, we are getting the background color as well, and we are getting the red color for this paragraph as well. So guys, in this way we can make use of this link tag in order to link to a particular external style sheet file, which is mostly the case when we are going to create major projects. Now guys, let us move to another tag over here. We have something called as meta in this case, which is being used to specify the character set or the page description or the keywords or the author of the document and the viewport. So guys, basically this viewport settings is being used in order to make the page responsive, which we are going to check in the upcoming videos as well. So simply what we can do is we have to come over here and we provide the meta tag in this case followed by colon, and then you can see this VP over here, which means viewport. So when we select this option, as you can see, the name is provided as viewport and the content is width is equal to device width, which means the entire device width will be used whenever the images or other HTML elements are going to scale automatically, and then the initial scale is 1.0 over here. So guys, this is one of the important property of the meta tag, that is using the viewport. If you want your website to be responsive, which means the pages should be displayed properly on the desktop as well as mobile and tablet devices. So guys, meta tag is being used to provide the viewport settings, and apart from that you can also provide the character set, the description of the page, the keywords that will be used by the search engines in order to display your web page to the audiences when they are going to search for your keyword, and then also the author of the document can be defined. Now guys, apart from this we can also have the script tag over here, which can be used to define the client side JavaScripts. So basically inside the head tag we can also define the script tag over here, and then the script tag can have a particular function. So we are going to learn more about the functions when we are going to see the JavaScript tutorial. So over here we can have function, and then the function name is, let's say, demo, and then we can have our own JavaScript code over here. So guys, basically whatever JavaScript that we are going to write, we can have it inside the script tag as well, which can be defined inside the head tag over here inside the HTML. Now guys, apart from this we also have the base tag over here which specifies the base URL or the target for all the relative URLs in the web page. So guys, what this means is we can also have the base tag over here in this case, and we can provide the href. So guys, what is the use case of this base tag? So guys, over here, let's say we have a particular folder from where we want to show the images on our web pages. So guys, what we are going to do is we are going to provide this common directory path from where we are going to refer to that image. So I'll simply copy this and paste it inside the href attribute of the base tag over here. So when we provide this value of the href attribute, and then in the end we need to provide the / character over here. Now guys, this is the base directory that we have defined. Now guys, whatever images that we want to define inside the body of the web page, we can simply provide the name of that image now instead of providing the entire directory path to be displayed. So guys, let's say we want to provide the image over here along with the source in this case. So what we need to provide is the source will be the name of this file. So simply I'll copy this name of the file, and then after that we provide the extension that is .png over here. And guys, simply this particular image will be displayed right now by using the base directory path that we have already defined. So guys, let me just set the width and height of this particular image as well. So let's say we have the width as 300 pixels over here, and then let's say we have the height as 100 pixels in this case. So guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, this image is being displayed right now by using the directory path that we have provided in the base tag over here. Now guys, let's say we don't provide this base tag in this case. So I'll just comment out this particular line by using the control and / keyboard keys on the Windows. So let me just save this file now and let us see whether this particular image will be displayed right now. So basically when we reload this page once again, as you can see, the image is not being displayed. That's because the HTML page is trying to find the image over here in this particular directory where the main HTML file is present, that is test.html, which we are viewing right now. But guys, the image is not present in this directory, but it is present in another directory over here which we had defined inside the base tag. So guys, basically this base tag is being used over here as the target directory where we have to find all the resources that is being used inside the HTML document. So when we provide the base tag once again along with the directory path over here from where we are going to extract all the images that we want to display on the HTML page. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So this time again the image is being displayed. That's because we have provided the base tag along with the directory where all the resources are present. So guys, these are some of the tags that can be defined inside the head element of the HTML. Comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is responsive web design in HTML. So stay tuned.